Hey there, welcome back to Sea Power, and welcome to a new version of Sea Power. A few weeks ago I reviewed the beta patch, and the beta patch, well, it's pretty much gone one-to-one to live builds, with some various improvements, and some of the new things that are included are a few new missions. This is one of them, Operation Polar Fury. The situation is we're operating west of Norway. Of course, over here we have Narvik, and there is still a bit of battle around Narvik. The Iowa and her Surface Action Group are moving in to support, of course using the big guns to do ground support, and we have a couple of Soviet submarines, the 452, the 527 and the 402, to make sure that Iowa never arrives. There is a P3 out in the area, and that of course will make it more difficult, although I have yet to see how good the enemy has become at ASW. Alright, here we have our submarines. There's lots of civilian traffic about, as in the briefing. Enemy air support out of Trondheim and Bodo should be expected, and there is heavy civilian traffic in the area. 527 must survive. We got a mission critical boat here. I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to stream the tow array. This is new. The AN SLQ-25. That's the decoy. You can now pick up the towed decoy. So, the AI actually uses it. That begs the question, is this thing actually going to confuse a torpedo? I would be very interested to see if that works. And I guess we'll have ample opportunity to see if this thing works. Now, if this is a streamed array, and obviously visually this is a parry, that's a hostile. We are looking at an escort of a parry and something submersed. A parry, there was talk of a Nox, there was talk of a Belknap, that's their anti-air warfare option, and the Iowa herself. What do we have here? 15 knots, changing depth somewhat. Possible whale. Our own subs are the 452. She is a Charlie 2 class, that means she's armed with a couple of SSN-9 Sirens. Good missile, but I only carry 8. And that begs the question, can these actually make it through? I don't think they can, unless I knock out the Belknap. Then, we got the 527. She's a Victor 3. That means I have carrier killer torpedoes. Against a big, slow battleship, that would be interesting to use. We have Test 71 USETs. We have a couple of anti-submarine standoff weapons. I generally don't use these, but I can. And then we got a couple of MG44 noisemakers, or rather, decoys. And the 402, this one's arguably, I think, the quietest boat that I got. It's a Kilo class patrol sub, so she's diesel electric. That means we do have to worry about the battery, but only if you're going to be racing around with this thing. Otherwise, I mean, I can go pretty far. And I might even just keep her stationary. Test 71, 5365, and the USET 80. Whatever this is, it's slowed down to 5 knots now. Where's the layer? 445. We'll stop. That might cause issues with the towed array. I don't really care about that at the moment. Here's the Nox. The Nox is currently outside of range, unless I want to throw a Wake Homer carrier killer at it. In which case, they're definitely in range. And then we have noise here. Oh, a Spruance. Right, that was also the briefing, a Spruance. You're doing 25 knots. You are just operating about shy of 10 knots. Okay. And you, 12.8. There's the mark. That's Iowa. We're gonna sink the battleship. The only question remains how. The battleship itself... No, it's not friendly. The battleship itself can't do anything. It's gonna rely solely on its allies. I don't even think I can sink this thing using missiles, because my missiles are just gonna get knocked out by GF or flares and Suez. They don't have any surface-to-air missiles, so they're just gonna be relying on this. But to some extent, they can also use their 5-inch. So she's gonna have to get torpedoed, probably by 527, with carrier killer torpedoes. Other torpedoes might also do it, and might help inflict some damage to soften her up. First, though, we're gonna knock out this Perry. Who's detecting the Perry? Just the 402. Crap. That's not what I want. Head south, head 1/3. I want this Perry to get picked up by the other contact as well. By the 452. Because, sorry, by the 527. Because then the 402 can just either go fully stationary and or go below the layer. Now, they're mostly stationary, or mostly on a course of 074. So, assuming they'll maintain their course and speed, about 13 knots at 074, that means you're going to end up right around here. Give or take. That'll be the position of the surface ship in an hour. Are you streaming the total array again? You are. Good man. Okay, we'll stop. Go below the layer. It could be... What's a brook? Air war derivative of the Garcias. Oh, that's old. Yeah. If I'm going to shoot this thing, it's going to be from below the layer. If I shoot from above the layer, I might get into trouble. And the Perry is very adept at dealing with submarines. Very good. They have their own torpedoes, out to a range of 8 miles. They have their helicopter. They have an active sonar array. If they're using that. That's that hull-mounted sonar with an active range of just 9 kilometers. And the towed array has a passive range of 24 kilometers. So I gotta keep this guy... Oh. Norway SSK transmission intercepted near your area. Likely presence of Norway SSK screening for the Americans. I think I picked that guy up. So you are the Norwegian boat. And that means you're really bloody close. Because what's the range? Like, yeah, 6 miles, of course. Okay. What can you do? 6-mile anti-submarine launcher. Or rather, ASROC launcher. So that's possibly problematic. But only if you get too close. The rest is harpoon, torpedo. Yeah. So from this range, you're not that big of a deal yet. I'm going to give you about an 8-mile range. And that's if they launch these torpedoes directly at me. Because that's the only way they would hit me at 8 miles. So I do outrange them with 527. I just don't have a whole lot of anti-submarine... Oh, sorry, anti-surface warfare torpedoes on me. That's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, let me guess. You went below the layer? Yeah. Well, at least we know where they're going to be in an hour. I really want to find that other boat first. Unfortunately, I don't really have too much of an option. I'm going to keep this ship in the back. Sorry, this sub. As artillery, so to speak. Means the 527 is going to have to do most of the work. How far are you operating away from the rest of your friends? Because I think... Like, if you're this far away, if you're 35 miles out, you're going to be in trouble. I need to know what this is. A Spruance, most likely. Spruance isn't that dangerous. Because it only has rim 7s in order to deal with missiles. And yes, it has Suez. What I fear a bit more is the cruiser. And this could be... No, that was the Spruance. Oh, I thought that was a Belknap. I'm just gonna let it sit for a second. Let's see if we can pick up that Norwegian boat again. Reacquired the Norwegian boat. She's really close. Really close. If this is her. I'm gonna first see what she does. If this is a Norwegian boat running around at 15 knots, and it's an SSK, so it's a diesel electric, she's going to be burning her battery like crazy. And that means she might be going up to snorkel, which will make her rather loud. Over here, I don't know where the ship is, but I do know where the tow decoy is. Because, well, apparently it's making more noise. So that's useful. In this case, I can already start shooting with the 402. And there is a bit of a problem with shooting. Because the Soviet torpedoes don't typically have a wire guidance. They have no mid-course correction. That means you can shoot straight at your target, and your target can shoot straight back at you. Which would require the B-402 to get the hell out. Shoot, probably 2 wake homers, and then be gone. Because the alternative is not very safe. She's at 31 feet. 26 feet. Either you are a really, really shallow snorkel, or you're a whale. "15 feet, 14 feet, neutral. Not a whale. Oh, sorry, not a sub. That's a whale. Remove that point. Assume a line heading more or less north-northwest. What I really want to pick up is the rest of this ship. Seeing as I don't exactly know where it is, I'm going to have to kind of guesstimate. Which I don't really like to do. But the alternative would be to push the B-402 back to above the layer. That's not a fantastic option. Because I would probably get pinged right away. I'm going to go shallow. Let's say this is where they are right now. Slightly in front. They're heading 12 knots northeast. What was it, 074 or something? Something like that. My torpedoes travel at 45 knots, max velocity. I don't know if that's traveling or not. So this would take them 6 minutes. 1/10 of an hour. This would not take them 6 minutes. This is going to take them half an hour. And the challenge is that these things are not wire guided. I can't correct them. I have to be sure about that wake right away. That's the challenging part. I really want to know where this guy's at. As long as this Nox just keeps its distance, I'm not scared of it. Really, the only option for the Nox is basically to charge me. And they can do that at 27 knots, so I can run away faster than you can chase me. Because I can do 32. Good luck. I was heading 075. Of course, 12 knots. 12 knots speed. And you are? Most likely neutral. There is a minimum range on these weapons, yes? Yeah, 3.5 miles. So I don't need to worry about that at all. I think I'm just gonna have to shoot. I don't like it. Can we go above the layer? Get up to 380. This thing is so quiet. Hello. There you are. Hostile. 5 miles out. That means I'm in the danger zone. What I want to do is shoot, go very deep, and then run. Well, run slowly. Like, you know, crawl. What's the range on these? 9.7. Active passive sonar homing. I trust that a bit more than I trust the wake homer. But I only carry 4. So I'm going to give him one of these. And one of the others. We're going to go back below the layer. I'm going to shoot from the shadow zone. Thermal layer is at 418. The shadow zone, in case you're not familiar with it, is the area just between the thermal layers, or just below the thermal layer, where you're almost completely invisible, so that this is masking as much of my launch sound as possible. Layer at 418. I'll probably lose him in a second. 410. 415. 418. There he goes. Shoot. Shoot. Weapon away. Oh, come on. Oh, platform's too low. Oh, that's inconvenient. There he is again. At 1/3. What's the depth I need to be at? Unknown. Head north. Eventually. Yeah, this is probably not going to work out that well. There we go. Torpedo is away. On point. This is now confirmed as a whale. I'm still shy 1 Norwegian submarine. Where is that? This is never gonna work. Unless this torpedo activates like right here and starts searching, I don't think it's gonna work. What it probably will do is trigger this American warship into panicking, so that it might change its course. It might cause all sorts of issues for the second torpedo, the Wakehomer. And when they shoot back, I don't want to be anywhere near that. We're below the layer. It's exactly where I want to be. We're going to distance ourselves from that attack. Because I have an inclination that they will shoot back. And when they do, I don't want to be anywhere near where that torpedo is going to go. Yeah, if you had acquired anything, you'd probably be doing it right now, so this is not going to work. Although, if I get extremely lucky, it's still going to acquire this, but that, well, that wouldn't really be lucky, would it? Because that's not a target, that's probably a merchant. That never did anything wrong. It's a 60 Hertz steam power plant. Here we have our Wakehomer. And there we have our warship. Now these torpedoes don't act in the same manner as the American ones. They don't just go for the target. There we go, now he knows. They don't just go for the target, they go for the wake. So in this case, it's actually beneficial for me to have this parry change its course. Because there will be a new wake. There we go, torpedo in the water. Mark 46, he launched them from right here. So these things have a reach of about 8 miles. There. They are swimming at a speed of 36 knots, but they are already circling. Well, they're snaking. Let's go towards the exit, so to speak. Let's see what the Wakehomer is going to do. Because the Wakehomer is about to pick up the wake. And I wonder how well that decoy of theirs is going to work. Torpedo has acquired. Yep. Decoy doesn't work. At least not against this type of torpedo, perhaps. Or because I picked it up from too close. And they never really got an opportunity to actually dodge. I think they're gone. Because they've just lost part of their superstructure. Yeah. The Estesen is no more. Doesn't mean she can still not hit me from beyond the grave. So we're going to increase speed. I head full. Preferably without cavitating. I want to get outside of the reach of these torpedoes. They're at a depth of 200 feet, so we're going to go lower. How deep can you go? Order depth. 1,370 feet? Well, you can't do that here. It's not deep enough. Just go deep. Deep is good. Alright, we're topping out at 14 knots. That's not it with a head flank. If I think with a head flank we can do 17 knots, but this is fine. I am biting into my battery quite a bit. So I don't really want to maintain this for too long. Or I am going to be in trouble. That's that neutral whale. Okay, so we've knocked out part of their sonar screen. Time to work on the knocks. And I think the best way to go about that is to hit him with a torpedo from the 527. We're going to steer in. We're going to make sure that they also get met by a wake homer. That's one of these. Sorry, that's not one of those. Oh, you don't carry wake homers beyond the big torps. So I'm going to have to hit with one of those. Okay, then. Let's go do that, then. It got a little uncomfortably close with the Mark 46s, but the B402, still a mile out, is not detected. At this point, they have kind of passed at the closest point of approach. So what I've done is go all stop. I'm just going to let these things pass, and we're going to be done with it. There's the third, and that was all that remains of the Estesen, because the rest of it is upside down. Unfortunate for her, but hey, at least her tow decoy apparently is still a reminder that she, I don't know, used to be here. The next part is going to be to figure out where that Spruance has gone, because I haven't heard from them in a very long time. I also want to approach the Nox and eliminate that with a wake homer. And as for Iowa, she's not in range yet, but I do have those 27-mile torpedoes. Don't shoot those at 27 miles, because you will give the enemy ample opportunity to run away. And they don't even need to run far if you shoot at max range. Considering the good speed of these things, I don't necessarily need to give them as much as like half. But the less, or let's say the more time you give the enemy to run away, the more likely you are to give the enemy a time to actually escape. So I want to shoot them with one of those, or probably two of those wake homers, but not yet. And primarily, I still wish to know the location of the Norwegian boat, and I still haven't found it. All I can pick up is this whale, which is apparently just breaching again, catching its breath, and then going right back down. So for now, I want to be able to shoot a torpedo at the Nox without hitting the whale, preferably. Update. Found the Norwegian boat. She's right next to the 452. Like, right next. She's a mile out. And by some miracle, we haven't heard each other. But I only just picked them up. And immediately, the classification jumped to hostile. The layer over here is 275, so she's below the layer. I'm going to descend vertically. Actually, let's not. Let's just stop. Maintain position shallow. What are we gonna use? What are we gonna use? What are we gonna use? I think it's gonna have to be the Set 65. It's not a fantastic torpedo. It will get the job done. I want you to go below the layer. Shoot 2. How fast can you run? Because we might need that. 24 knots. I'm actually tempted to yeah, let's go do something weird. I'm going to move after the torpedoes. The plan here is to basically pull a Red October and make sure that you're approaching the enemy sub from such a range that they will be unable to launch a torpedo at you with it actually going active. In this case, it's a Norwegian boat, so there's like a Cobben. They get a range of 0.4. That's their minimum engagement range, so if I'm in less than that range, I should not be able to get shot at. They do appear to know that there is something happening here. 36 knots, but you can't run that fast. You're a diesel electric. AKA an SSK boat. Oh, you're now searching 275. You'll probably pick him up, right? 0.44. I think he's too busy running. Okay, we have acquired him. There you were. I really wasn't expecting that guy to sneak up on the 452. Really didn't expect that. So I never even bothered to check around the 452, which is my mistake, of course. You might need to turn around. You know, if you want to hit something. Just not too much to turn around, because then you'll hit me. Come around, come around, come around. No, you're not gonna play circles around this thing. It's one of those. That flank. That's a cute little torpedo. What is that? A Mark 37? No. Maximum velocity 24 knots. Range 4.9 miles. Aw, you're adorable, but you are deadly. Which is a bit of a problem. We're gonna go very deep. Where's that torpedo coming from? Kick a noisemaker out the door. Go bother somebody else. Oh boy. Oh boy, don't mind me. I'm just going to pretend I'm not here. Are you dead? Yeah, you're dead. Alright. It's the shooter eliminated. No, thank you. Don't you turn around. Yep, that's locked on to me. Okay, we're below the layer. We're gonna jump up above the layer. Go back to PD. Don't go ruin my day now. He's going for a noisemaker, he's not going for me. Turn. Turn hard. Run, 452. Torpedo is changing course and locked onto a noisemaker, I think. We also still have the other one chasing me. This is largely inconvenient. Yeah, we picked up the other torpedo again. The good news is they can't keep this up for very long. They can do 24 knots. I'm doing 24 knots as well. So arguably they can't do much. They can't catch up to me. Because these Norwegian torpedoes are just not fast enough. If I go in a straight line. I start changing course, I slow down. This also means I don't have to actually waste any of my noisemakers. Which is good. 11 miles out, we're still not there. I've got to be careful not to surface, because at the surface I can't maintain that speed. I think you've lost me, haven't you? Because you're just diving right now. Oh, you might have found me again. Oh, it's so tempting to turn. I'm not going to. Even a small turn can cause disaster right now. Piss off. If this was a Mark 48, I would have been dead. Because I could not outrun that. I could have maybe kited it over to the cabin. But it would have been a stretch. Leave me alone. If the AI was capable, I would already be engaged by a P3, dropping a bunch of Mark 46s on top of me. Thankfully, I don't think they can do that. Come on, be gone. The 402 is picking it up. From all the way over there, 41 miles out. That's impressive. This torpedo is completely ignored. Look, son, you got fuel. I got a nuclear reactor. You want to see who can keep this up longer? Because it's probably me. Oh, that might be the Belknap. Yep, that's the Belknap. Okay, we know where the cruiser's at. "7029 classified hostile C." Yep, there's the rest of them. So, Spruance, Belknap, Iowa. What the shit? This is not what I had in mind. I wasn't inviting disaster. Fuck off. We've been hit. Twice. The 452's dead. Oh, 3 times. So the AI is capable. Hang on a second. Where is it? Where are you? You've got to be around here somewhere, you little shit. Where's the P3? Because nothing drops 3 torpedoes right on top of each other. But a P3 does. It's out here somewhere. So, that was not a great trade. I was able to knock out a Norwegian boat, but at the expense of an SSGN. I don't think the emergency surface... Well, the emergency surface might go through. Yeah. You are so toast. Right. This is turning into a bit of a longer mission than I expected. I thought I could do this in one turn. Well, in one episode. Definitely not. It's going to require more time and more attention. So, let's join together for the next one tomorrow. Unless you're a member, in which case you can rewatch part 2 right away. And you can see how the 527 is going to strike out against the Nox immediately. Also, the 402 is going to play an important part now, as I cannot use the missiles from the 452 anymore. Unfortunately. Now, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for the next part. Don't be theatrical.